Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of GRAFFTV. Tonight, we have another legendary figure in studio. A killer from the early 2000s who resurrected his infamous name. You can see him up all over Los Angeles, the streets, the freeways, and billboards. An MVP career that spans over 20 years. Ladies and gentlemen, a Los Angeles Hall of Famer. The notorious Caltrans killer, the one and only DR1. Yes. Hey, DR1, it's great to finally meet you, man. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
We always like starting our interviews from the very beginning, man.
All right.
So with that being said, who are your parents and where are they from?
My parents, they're from Juarez, Mexico. But they were here since a young age, like at 2 years old and 13. And they grew up more American than Mexican. And yeah, we grew up in East LA.
Do you know how they met?
I think my dad seen my mom walking to school and he just got at her and they came over here after.
Can you describe what type of people they are?
They're chill. Growing up, we kind of ran the streets on our own. They were there, but at the same time, they weren't. So we kind of just did what we wanted.
Where were you born?
I was born in East LA.
How long did you live there, or were you raised there as well?
Yeah, I lived there pretty much all my life. I lived in Texas for like 2 years at a young age, but pretty much just East LA.
Do you come from a big family?
My dad's side is big, but as far as how I grew up, it's just my brother and my two sisters, my mom and dad. And like my cousins just like lived in Texas, Colorado. But
what was growing up in East LA like in those early days?
As a kid, or?
Yes, as a young kid.
It was cool. Just a lot of other kids on the street too. Just like sometimes we'll be like 30 deep on the block, just playing kick the can or playing basketball.
What area of East LA did you grow up in?
By the 710 and the 5.
As a young kid, before graffiti, what were you like? What hobbies were you into?
Honestly, I can't remember.
Were you a troublemaker as a kid? A good kid?
Nah, I was real calm. Still calm.
When was the first time you remember noticing graffiti on the streets? Before you wrote, but just noticed it in passing. Do you remember?
Probably like at 9, 10 years old. My brother started writing. He was like 2 years older than me.
What did he write?
In the beginning, I don't remember. I remember more when I started writing, which was like in 95. I started going to school with him. He was in the 8th grade. I was in the 6th grade. And when I entered the 6th grade, he was already writing. He had his own little crew right there. And yeah, I just kind of fell into it right there. Got into it because of him.
Do you notice that he's writing accidentally? Does he tell you and encourage you to start your own writing career, or what happens?
Now, when I was 9, they would go around the block to go tagging like a few kids, like part of that group of 30. There's probably 10 of them that started writing, and they'll go around the block to tag, and like the rest of it would just keep playing. And then I didn't get to junior high when I started really noticing, like just like everything opened up to me, like everything on the street just opened up. I just started noticing everything.
Who were these early writers that you would see in your neighborhood? Can you name a few?
Yeah, I was going to school in South Central. I was still in East LA, but I was going to school in South Central as a magnet program. So we'll bus it out there we'll drive to Boyle Heights, catch a bus right there, and then head to South Central. But like just from East LA to Boyle Heights, like I'll see like the ones I noticed the most was like some dude Gray from DFW and Spare from DFW. Those were the two main ones. And then like there was Solo, and then like just a bunch of other names that wrote with them.